So today let us discuss with two important topics in our environment lesson. One is biological magnification, other one is ozone layer depletion. So what is biological magnification or biomagnification? It is increase in the level of the toxins high up the trophic levels in the food chain. You know that food chain is made up of trophic levels. Suppose grass is eaten by deer, is eaten by lion, is the food chain. So each energy level is called the trophic level. So increase in the level of the toxins from the first trophic level to the last trophic level in the food chain is what is called as biomagnification. Okay, so what are these toxins as such? The toxins can be chemicals like DDT, dichlorodiphenyl trichloroethane, mercury, lead and PCBs, polychlorinated biphenyls. These are all different types of biodegradable toxins which get added from the industrial waste and from different effluents, the agricultural runoffs, etc. will add all these into the natural resources. So, in order to understand biological magnification in a proper way, let us take up an example. Suppose in water, the chemical DDT has come. How this chemical might have got added to water is, okay, when farmer sprays the pesticides on his crop plants, those pesticides may get washed off because of rainfall, or when he sprays water onto the crops, all the pesticides might be washed off down into the soil and they might have reached the water bodies nearby. Okay, the lakes or ponds that are present nearby. So like that DDT gets added to the water, and in water let us suppose the DDT is 0.01 parts per million is the concentration that is present. In water we know that usually small plants will grow which are phytoplanktons. So phytoplanktons basically are small plants which will be growing in the water. So these phytoplanktons, when they are growing, they will absorb all the nutrients from the water and they will grow. So when they are growing, the nutrients where from they are absorbing from the water and they are growing. So they will also accumulate the toxins which are present in the water. So likewise, the toxins which are present in the water, the DDT, gets accumulated into the phytoplanktons, which is, okay, that is suppose 0.1 parts per million, which is 0.1 parts per million in each of the phytoplankton. Okay, so this is T1, T2 and T3, the trophic levels in the food chain. Okay, so what has happened in the water? Actually, there was 0.01 parts per million of DDT, and the phytoplanktons which are growing, each one has accumulated 0.1 parts per million. And these phytoplanktons will be taken up by small fishes which are present in the water. So these small fishes will not take only one phytoplankton. So during their lifetime, they will be eating as many number of phytoplanktons that are there as possible. So what will happen? The accumulation of this particular chemical increases in the small fish because they are not eating one phytoplankton which was just having 0.1 parts per million of DDT. They will be eating more number of such phytoplanktons which might increase the concentration to nearly 1 part per million in a small fish. And you know that small fishes will be eaten by the large fishes. So in large fish, which will be eating more number of small fishes, and each small fish is having 1 part per million of DDT. So if it eats, let us suppose 50 fishes in its lifetime, let us suppose it is eating 100 fishes. So it will get 100 parts per million. So depending upon how many number of fishes it is eating, the concentration of DDT can go up to that level. So in this we are representing as 10 ppm. That is, it is indicating that it has eaten some 10 small fishes, because of which the concentration in one large fish has increased to 10 parts per million. Hope you are understanding. So one large fish has got 10 parts per million of DDT, and suppose if human consumes such fishes, he will not consume one such fish in his lifetime, he will consume many fishes. So if from the same source, okay, which is having this type of contamination, from there only he is getting the fishes and he is continuously eating such type of fishes, his body gets maximum concentration of DDT. Okay, here we have just represented as 20 to 25 parts per million. Each fish, if it contains 10 parts per million, let us suppose some 2 to 3 fishes he has eaten, because of which the concentration has become 20 to 25 parts per million. But it is not that, it may still increase. So what I am showing through this example is, the concentration of DDT, which was very less like this, has increased it to 20 to 25 parts per million. Okay, high up the trophic levels in the food chain. Our food chain, we can say that it starts from phytoplankton, small fish, large fish, and humans. So as you are moving up the trophic levels, the concentration has become maximum in the case of humans, and this is what is called biomagnification. Okay, so biomagnification, actually it is a potent problem actually. So the persons, suppose if humans are there in this case, they should not eat the fish from the same source. They should cook the food better to avoid all these toxin accumulation in their bodies. So why this happens, the biological magnification, it happens because they eat more of a particular variety of the food which is getting contaminated with the toxins, the non-biodegradable toxins. And also, because the toxins are non-biodegradable, they are not getting excreted, they don't get metabolized in the body properly. That leads to accumulation of the toxins and they get stored in the body tissues. So these are all the reasons which are responsible for biomagnification. So what happens if the toxins get accumulated? Will there be any problem? Yes, there is a definite problem. So the consequences, if you see, in the case of birds, it will lead to thinning of the eggshells. So the eggshells become very thin and the eggs will break off before hatching only. So overall there will be decline in the population of the birds. So that is the impact on the birds if you want to speak about. And in the case of humans, there can be reproductive failure, there can be miscarriage, there can be abortions, there can be different problems related to reproduction in the case of humans. There can be nervous system disorders, there can be tremors, coordination problems, loss of memory. Different situations can happen because of this biological magnification. And hormonal imbalances also occur, and also there is a cancer risk and risk of the liver and kidney damage, because these are the detoxifying organs in our body. They may get affected because of these toxins. So liver and kidney damage is also indicated, and weakened immune system. Immune system may get weakened and may not the humans may not be able to tolerate certain diseases in an easy way. So these are all the consequences of biological magnification. So what can be done in this case to avoid biological magnification or to reduce its impact? We as humans, we can wash the vegetables or fruits by soaking it in salt water for a certain period of time, and we can peel off the skin of fruits or vegetables before consumption. And if you are eating the seafoods which are having contamination of mercury or lead, they may have the contamination of these, because from industries the effluents can be added into the rivers or lakes, wherein the fishes may get contaminated with these heavy metals like mercury, cadmium, lead, etc. So in such cases, what we can do is, better to cook them properly, thoroughly, and better to eat these seafoods or the fishes, etc. from different sources. And better to go for small fishes rather than large fishes, which will contain potent amount of chemicals compared to the small fishes. So by following such type of strategies, to an extent we can avoid the problem of biomagnification. So hope you understood how serious is biomagnification.